Alright guys, before we get started, this video is sponsored by Aquafina. Thank you Aquafina for lending a sponsor hand. By the way, I'm lying, I'm just drinking water. Don't question the two hats, you know what I'm saying? This is a new wave, 2019 style. You feel me? Everybody's gonna be rocking it soon. What is going on, guys? My name is Shamar Moore. Hashtag we want more for those that have me on social media. Today, guys, as requested, you guys wanted me to talk about how to begin as a photographer, where to start. Like, I know the last tutorial I posted was like 3 months ago. Listen, okay? I'm a busy man. Alright. Last video I talked about videography and how, you know, what's the basics, where to start, what's the 5 main things that you need or you need to do in order to be successful as a videographer. Today we are talking about photography. I'm not going to do 5 steps per se, but I'm basically going to talk about, you know, what photography is, where to start as a beginner, how to gain confidence, how to get models, all of that, etc., etc. So before we start with anything else, we have to talk about what photography is. Photography is mainly that portion in your camera where you're not flipping down to the last dial, but you're flipping to the middle part where it just has a shoot button. This is the portion where the little button towards the end of the camera, that little circle button where you press it and it does that little sound and click. It captures a moment in time, which then turns into a photo. Photography is basically taking photos of an object, a person, a thing. It doesn't matter what it is, but you're capturing a portion in time that turns into one photo. Now with that being said, as a beginner photographer, what you must do first, which is this first thing that I did as a photographer, is to actually research photography in itself. See if you like it, alright? Now you first must decide if this is a hobby, if this is something that you want to be professional at, or if this is just something you want to do like once in a while, like so you don't feel like you just spent $1,000 for nothing on a camera. You feel me? Once you figure that out, if you want to be a professional or you just want to do this as a hobby, you might want to go get a DSLR depending on the situation you're in. If you don't have enough money for a DSLR, I'm pretty sure the phone that you have on your pocket well enough, like it can work. Alright, listen, the 10X Max, all the OnePlus 6T, the Google Pixel 3, all of them got some nice ass cameras. Right now, this is my 6S Plus. Alright, this phone is like 3-4 years old and it still shoots just as well as a nice DSLR. Right, whatever phone you have, wait, unless you got like an iPhone like 4, it's time for you to upgrade, bro. But pretty much if you don't have money to afford, you know, a DSLR or a nice ass, you know, camera, basically your phone will do. All right, even if you have a 4, don't worry about that. You can still shoot something, okay? Photography is not like this one piece of thing where if you don't have the expensive stuff, your photos are gonna be whack. All right, your photos will still come out crispy. It just takes, you know, perception and the creative mind. But pretty much for those who have DSLRs, I'm gonna be talking to you today, mainly because that's how I started. I started straight off with DSLR. I did not start on my phone. Shit, my shoulder itchy. Hold on, my fault, y'all. Alright, so for those that got DSLRs, man, first of all, congratulations on getting your first camera. I see you out there, you know what I'm saying? That joint's expensive. It is expensive, you know what I'm saying? The camera that I have, which I'm shooting on now, is a T5i. This camera, when I first bought it, cost me like $650, and that came with the lens, that came with a memory card, and that came with 1 battery, you know what I'm saying? Over time, obviously, I had to like buy all the extra stuff, but the first thing you will need as a, you know, photographer with a DSLR is a lens. Okay, now if you buy the kit lens package where it comes with the lens already, then you're fine. If you only bought the body, you're obviously going to need a lens. You can't shoot photography without a lens. That don't make sense. Remember in the previous step, you had to figure out what kind of photography you wanted to do. Like, what is this, something that you want to do professionally? Is this something that you want to do as a hobby? Research actual photography and see if that's your interest. So if you're that type of person that loves like landscape photos on Instagram, fast forwarding into step 2, you might want to get like a telephoto lens or even a wide lens. A wide lens might work for landscape, but mainly for, you know, like nature and landscape and all that nice beautiful nature stuff, telephoto lenses are really excellent on that. If you're the type of person like me who likes to shoot portraits, a wide lens or a prime lens would be perfect for that. Like, for example, hold on. Alright, for example, this lens right here is a 50mm prime lens. I bought this lens for about $100, but this lens right here, bro, the fact that, for starters, the f-stop is 1.8, which means I can get a really nice shallow depth of field. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. It makes the background very blurry and it makes your subject come out real nice. So if you want to shoot portraits, prime lenses are excellent. You can shoot with like wide zoom lenses, which they work fine too, but for like really sharp portrait pictures, you want to use a prime lens. All right, so once you got your tools, what you want to do now, I'm going to show you guys what to do in the menu for shooting photography. Mostly to get the really sharp, crisp photos, you want to shoot in RAW. JPEG does work too, but the reason why I don't shoot in JPEG is because RAW just gives you all the colors like right in your face, you know what I'm saying? It's the sharpest, it's the cleanest. JPEG will get you sharp images as well, but sometimes it won't come out as clear, and sometimes the colors will be a little distorted, so I basically use RAW. So I'm going to show you how, no matter what camera you have, I'm pretty sure all cameras shoot in RAW. If it doesn't shoot in RAW, then you might want to go get another camera, because we don't shoot nothing out here that's less than RAW. All right, but basically I'm going to show you guys in menu on camera like how to shoot in RAW. All right guys, so the first thing you want to do is obviously turn on the camera. Once you turn on the camera from the dial, you're going to see a menu button to your left hand side. Depending on the camera you have, it might be somewhere else, but press the menu button. Once you press it, it's going to bring you to the menu section. Scroll down until you get to the pictures, not the movie side, but the pictures. Once you get to the pictures, you're going to see image quality. Press it. It's going to give you all these options. You want to press RAW. Alright guys, so once you get all your tools in place, once you have your lens, once you have your camera, once you have the menu set up where it is all good, now you would want to go out and actually shoot something. Okay, if you're the person that wants to shoot portraits, obviously you will need another person. You can obviously shoot yourself. That's a little trickier because you know you got to set up the timer on the camera and you got to position yourself and you have to make sure you're on autofocus and everything has to be on point because it's just you shooting the photos. But if you're shooting someone else, that might be a little tough. I know some people have problems with like actually getting people to shoot. The main thing I would say about that is just to shoot your friends at first. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everybody has friends, and if you don't, I'm available. But yeah, when you first starting out, make sure to like go out and just shoot your friends, shoot your, you know, siblings, shoot your parents, you know what I'm saying? Whoever you can, whatever person you're close to, just ask them like, yo, you know, can I practice on you? Can I like shoot you a little bit? You know what I'm saying? If they say yes, go ahead and do it. If they say no, find somebody else. There's so many people in the world that you can ask to practice on as a beginner photographer. Now lastly guys, I know somebody did ask me how to gain confidence in shooting, like how do you get better over time, and to be honest, the only thing I can tell you is experience. The way I started out, I was a terrible photographer in the beginning. I was basically a photographer that, oh yeah, because I just bought like $1,000 worth of equipment, I thought like my photos was gonna be popping. It wasn't until like I went out there and I shot people and I realized like, yo, my autofocus is off, or my composition is bad, or my ISO is way too bright, or I have the f-stop way too low so the photos come out really dark. It all takes time, it takes experience, it takes patience, it takes so much out of you. But trust me, the more experience and the more times you go out to shoot different things, you'll get better at it. You'll remember so many different things. Like it'll be like this in your mind. Like as soon as somebody's like, oh yeah, can you shoot this, it'll be easy. You just pull it out, fix up the settings, click. And lastly, I did want to talk a little bit about editing photos. I know some people, you know, once you have a DSLR with a memory card, once you shoot somebody, you know, you want to go back home and do post-production on the photo. I won't touch too much on it, mainly because I want to save that for a whole nother video. But the editing source that I use is Lightroom. Some people use Photoshop. Photoshop works just as fine. But Lightroom is a great source on the Creative Cloud. Speaking of which, Adobe, if you want to sponsor me in the future, I'm giving you a little click in now, you know what I'm saying? But Adobe is a great source where you guys can do all types of editing on any single thing, whether it's cartoon illustrations, whether it's Premiere Pro with video editing, Lightroom with photo editing, Photoshop with photo editing as well, or touch-ups. Adobe Creative Cloud is a great source. You guys can go use it. There's a trial on there for like 10-15 bucks for the first year, and then after that you pay $30 a month. I think the $10 to $15 thing is only for like students, but if you guys aren't students, you pay $30 a month. It's a great service. I'm telling you, the $30 is worth it. Make sure to go check it out. I will leave a link for that down below. But yeah guys, until then, I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. You guys know where to find me, _we want more on Instagram and Twitter. We want more on Snapchat. If you guys want to check out my photos and what I do, I will also have my Instagram. My other Instagram is Shamar Le Breton. And lastly, if you want to book me as a photographer, whether you want like street photography, whether you want portraits, whether you want landscapes, whatever the case may be, you guys can go DM me at that other Instagram that I just mentioned, or you guys can contact me through my email. It would also be down below in the description. I only charge 20 bucks, so that's a little, that's tasty, you know what I'm saying? $20. There's a lot of photographers out here charging like $50, $100. 20 bucks, and I edit all your photos. You get the photos in the same day. It's a blessing. All right, so if you want me to be your next photographer, make sure to shoot me a DM or email. Whew, I'm getting tired. But yeah guys, that's all for now. I will see you guys in the next tutorial. All right, let me get out of here. Shit, my back. All right. That was so fucking strange, bro. That's crazy. I swear to y'all saw me turn it off. That's crazy, bro. We out.